Bienvenidos and welcome to Spanish for POCA Clinics Lesson 1, Foundations for Talk During Treatment. My name is Elizabeth Bruckner of Blue Heart Acupuncture, and I'm here with Mike Gonzalez of Centerpoint Community Acupuncture. Hola, Mike.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. Mike will be teaching us Spanish for a POCA Clinic setting. I don't speak Spanish yet, but I need to. So I'm helping by organizing our lesson plans. So I have two quick stories to tell you about why we're doing it the way that we're doing it and how the idea came up in my head. I traveled recently to France, and I realized that in the cities, the restaurant staff knew perfect English. When we got out into the smaller towns, the restaurant staff usually knew perfect English. But when we had conversations outside of food, it didn't go as smoothly. All we as practitioners need to know is understandable English within the context of treatment. So part 2 of my traveling story is I went to France with 4 years of high school French that I have not touched in over 20 years. Even so, I looked like a pro with my friends and family that didn't speak French. Why was that? It was because I didn't care whether my grammar was correct or how thick my accent was. I just wanted to connect with another human being in their first language. And let me tell you, it was spectacular. I toddlered my way through French with just a few phrases, maybe 3 verbs, and a small group of nouns. That's how I think we can all learn Spanish for POCA Clinics. These lessons will give you the foundation to help your patient in a clinic setting. We will be using the Oxford Picture Dictionary as a reference by Jayme, Adelson-Goldstein, and Norma Shapiro. That's our reference. And it might be a good idea to buy a copy of this. It's great to have a picture dictionary when you're learning a different language. This book is geared more for Spanish-speaking people learning English, but it'll work for us too. And if you'd like a transcript of this lesson, you can email me at blueheartacu@gmail.com. That will help you when you want to see what Mike is saying. You can read along, and you can also write it a few times for memorization help. During my high school, my teacher taught me a few tricks to learning a different language, which I will go over after Mike instructs you in our first vocabulary lesson. And I may give you more tips in subsequent lessons. So right now, check the timer on the video. When you're reviewing this lesson, you'll want to skip past my introduction and go right to Mike's instruction. Buenos días, Mike. ¿Cómo está usted?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Estoy bien, gracias.
Good. Good. So today we're going to be going through some very basic vocab. I will do repetition. I will put my mug closer to the camera so that maybe you can see how I form the words the first time, and then you'll hear it a bit more fluidly, how you would actually hear it as people speak, because not everyone's going to be saying hola to you. Okay, so to start with, there's hello. You say hola. Okay. Hola. Hola. Okay. Then, just as Elizabeth said, ¿Cómo está usted? How are you? ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? Okay. Next, we're going to move on to good morning. Buenos días. Buenos días. Buenos días. Flows a little bit more quickly. All right? And so the natural follow-up to that is, how are you? Good morning. How are you? You say, buenos días. ¿Cómo está usted? Buenos días. ¿Cómo está usted? Buenos días. ¿Cómo está usted? All right, and following good morning, you say good afternoon. And you say buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. And altogether, when you can say good afternoon, how are you? You say buenas tardes. ¿Cómo está usted? Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo está usted? Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo está usted? And now, since we're learning Spanish, sometimes you'll have to explain, I only speak a little Spanish. Okay, so I speak a little Spanish is hablo poquito español. Hablo poquito español. Hablo poquito español. Okay, and maybe they'll get excited and they're going to want to say something back. You didn't quite catch it, so you say slowly, please. Despacio, por favor. Despacio, por favor. Despacio, por favor. Or you can just say slowly. Despacio. 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 Okay. And to explain that you are learning Spanish, I am studying Spanish. Estoy estudiando español. Estoy estudiando español. Estoy estudiando español. Okay. And now, once you start actually speaking with them about what they are in for, then you say, from your form, I see you have pain. Según su historial, veo que tiene dolor. Según su historial, veo que tiene dolor. Según su historial, veo que tiene dolor. And you ask them, can you point to your pain? ¿Puede señalar a dónde está el dolor? ¿Puede señalar a dónde está el dolor? ¿Puede señalar a dónde está el dolor? Is it a burning pain? ¿Le arde? ¿Le arde? ¿Le arde? And you can also ask, is there anywhere on your body that you would not like me to touch? ¿Hay alguna parte donde no quisiera que le toque? It's long, so I'm going to break it down, okay? ¿Hay alguna parte donde no quisiera que le toque? ¿Hay alguna parte donde no quisiera que le toque. Okay? And altogether, hay alguna parte donde no quisiera que le toque. And to comfort them and remind them that they are in control of everything, you say, recuerde que usted controla el tratamiento. Recuerde que usted controla el tratamiento. Recuerde que usted controla el tratamiento. And you can ask them to repeat after you. When I get treatment, I'm in charge. Okay? And that is, cuando recibo tratamiento, yo estoy en control. Cuando recibo tratamiento, yo estoy en control. Cuando recibo tratamiento, yo estoy en control. All right. And as for asking for comfort, are you cold? ¿Tiene frío? ¿Tiene frío? ¿Tiene frío? Okay. And to ask, do you need a blanket? There, I put them. I'm going to repeat it with two different words because there is variation as to what stands for blanket or something a little thicker in the different regions of Latin America. And so the two words that we're going to be using, I will repeat them. Necesita colcha o frazada. Necesita colcha o frazada. Necesita colcha o frazada. Okay. And again, continuing with their comfort, this is going to be a longer phrase, so we'll break it down again into sections. Okay. So what you're asking them is, what you're telling them is, if a needle hurts more than 20 seconds, please let me know and I will adjust it for you. Okay, ready? All right. Si la aguja le duele más que 20 segundos, por favor, déjeme saber para ajustarla. Again, si la aguja le duele más que 20 segundos, por favor, déjeme saber para ajustarla. All right. And so altogether, si la aguja le duele más que 20 segundos, por favor, déjeme saber para ajustarla. It's a long one, but it'll get you places. Okay. All right. So you're gonna ask them, or let them know, your treatment should not be painful. Su tratamiento no debe ser doloroso. Su tratamiento no debe ser doloroso. Su tratamiento no debe ser doloroso. All right. You should be able to relax during the treatment. Right? Debe poder relajar durante el tratamiento. Debe poder relajar durante el tratamiento. Debe poder relajar durante el tratamiento. Okay. You can stay in the chair as long as your body needs to. Puede quedarse aquí todo el tiempo que pida su cuerpo. So we'll break it down. Puede quedarse aquí todo el tiempo que pida su cuerpo. All right, one more time. Puede quedarse aquí todo el tiempo que pida su cuerpo. And then all together, puede quedarse aquí todo el tiempo que pida su cuerpo. All right. If you need me, just open your eyes. Si me necesita, solo abra los ojos. Si me necesita, solo abra los ojos. Si me necesita, solo abra los ojos. All right. And so here's another long one. So we're going to break it down again. All right. If your eyes are open, I will know you either need my help or are ready to leave. Si abre los ojos, voy a saber que necesita ayuda o está lista para salir. Okay, again. Si abre los ojos, voy a saber que necesita ayuda o está lista para salir. And just a quick note on that one, at the very end where you say está lista para salir, that is referring to a female. If you want to be more accurate, I'm not going to say correct, but just more accurate, in referring to a male, then you say está listo para salir. Okay, so está listo para salir. All right. So the next phrase, it would be helpful if you are able to stay for at least 30 minutes. Sería mejor si se queda por lo menos 30 minutos. I'll break that down. Sería mejor si se queda por lo menos 30 minutos. Okay, again. Sería mejor si se queda por lo menos 30 minutos. Sería mejor si se queda por lo menos 30 minutos. All right. And then some quick ones. Thank you. Gracias. 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 You're welcome. De nada. De nada. De nada. Please. Por favor. Por favor. Por favor. I'm sorry. Perdón. 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 Last one. I don't understand. No comprendo. No comprendo. No comprendo. Right, and one last quick note on that one. You will also be able to use no entiendo. Also as an alternate. They are very, I guess, grammatical kind of differences, so you don't have to worry about it, but you will be able to use both and still get your message across.
Gracias, Mike.
De nada.
I wonder, could you tell me how to say treatment again just by itself?
Treatment? Tratamiento.
Tratamiento.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'll put that at the end of the notes.
Okay.
Thank you so much for teaching us our first lesson in Spanny Punk, Mike. We're so grateful for your help.
You got it.
So here's a few tips on studying, folks. The first thing is, if you live in an area where there are Spanish speakers, and Mike and I are very lucky to have lots of Spanish speakers in Southern California, and utilize the people who speak Spanish. You can ask your bank teller if they, ask everyone, do you speak Spanish? Oh, I'm learning. Can I just do a few sentences with you? And trust me, you will learn so much that way. I've become good friends with my bank teller now, some of my friends, and some of us even are lucky enough to have family members that speak Spanish. So ask them to help. Front desk staff, if they speak Spanish, it'd be great. I learned cita. Doesn't that mean appointment? I learned cita the other day from my front desk staff. So here's another tip. If you're a visual learner like me, you can write these vocab words over and over again while you're watching TV or you're hanging out at your favorite coffee house. You'd be amazed how much you retain. I know I used my whiteboard a lot during studying for boards. I know it's horrible. We all still probably have some whiteboards. So I would just write the Spanish down and say the English in my head and write it down again and again and again. And if you get this, if you send for a transcript on my email, you will be able to get the translation that Mike's made for us. Okay, review this video over and over and repeat Mike's words. Once you've memorized the vocabulary, say the Spanish before Mike says it. So when he says hello, you can start going, what is that word? Hola. And then he'll say hola, and then you'll repeat it. Another thing that you can do that's free is, if you're interested in supplementing these lessons, you can join a free meetup group, and you can get to them by meetup.com. That's www.meetup.com, and look for Spanish-speaking groups. A lot of times they'll have people that speak Spanish that want to speak Spanish to others, and it's just a great way to get to know people and also learn Spanish in a live setting. And then if you're interested in continuing into more of the grammar and kind of getting an understanding of Spanish, I recommend Living Language Spanish. For 30 bucks, you get 3 lesson books. This is one of them. This is the beginners. And a bunch of CDs for listening while driving or training to work. So what I typically do with this, I just started 2 weeks ago, so I'm an expert now, right, Mike? I know so much. I know how to say thank you, and sometimes when I really think hard, I can say de nada. For 30 bucks, you will get books. And what I do is I take this book, I go through the lesson, or as much as I can get through the lesson once a week until my brain gets tired, and then I listen to the CD on my ride to work. But you can do it while, you can put it in your headphones and do it while training to work as well. So good luck, and we will see you in lesson 2.